Beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to Now once again. And as always, I'll start this video with some positive candles and Buddha singing bowl sound. So, this video, I'm going to talk about resilience and basically to expect in this chaotic world that you're not going to have opponents, you're not going to have haters, you're not going to be thrashed upon by the stupid, ugly, negative energies of the people outside, and that you're not going to be get affected is practically impossible. So of course, your enemies are actually watching you and trying to copy you, copy everything that you do, make the exact same steps and moves. But they can never be like you because they can never, ever be a photocopy which is as real as the original. So, original has got the reality to it. Original is now. Let people just come behind you and watch you and try to be like you, while at the same time they be throwing their hate on you. They throw their negative energies at you. But you just cannot get moved. You just cannot play it small. But it's not that you are not a fool. So when you go out in the public, I'll tell you a very nice way how to protect your energy. Because it happens to me a lot. I'm a very high vibrational unicorn alien. So of course, when I go out in the world, I see all of these haters around me. And how I protect my energy is as you let go of your ego and in your body, you just watch your sense of I. So your I, who you think you are, as this person, Anshu, who operates into this world, into this time-space field, right? So you just go and question yourself. You are here just to be an actor. And at that point in time, you are not truly there because the I who says I'm so and so, like I talked about in my previous video, you're like being moved through the waves behind you. So let's say in an ocean there are all these infinite waves, right? You are one of the wave. And you had a starting point. That means the wave got created through the ripples, through the disturbance in the ocean. So that's how you got created. And as it ends and meets to the shore, that is the end of life of that wave. But you did not get created on your own. So for one wave to be formed, there were multiple waves behind you. And what do waves do? They all push on ripple effects onto each other. So, coming back to the point, how do you protect your energy when you step out and you've got all these evil people around you in the bus, in the shopping centers, in open spaces? They are literally demons following you everywhere. How do you protect your energy? And this is really serious, okay? Don't take it light. Because you've got to protect your energy. The moment you define who you are, and if you are trying to play it weak, like, oh, I'm so weak, I'm not saying that you would not get affected. Of course, the negative energy gets you if you allow it. And it might make you feel terrible. You might feel some sort of pain in the body. But you do not stop at that. If you feel there is pain, both physically and emotionally, feel it. Do not try to run away from it. Feel the pain completely. If you want to cry, cry. I cried a lot. And the reason was not just external, but see, what exactly happens that the external circumstances, they are just like the trigger point, but the ocean, the fire or the ocean, whichever you relate to, it's already there. So you've got those hidden embers inside you. And an external event just, it's like it just lights up that fire in you. And then you feel very much overwhelmed with their negative energy. And since we are talking about this plane of existence in which there is you and there is them, and you live in a world which is like dog eat dog and a cat eat cat world, and nobody literally cares at all, people just come together just to put you down. They're not friends, they're all haters amongst each other. But you see all these bunch of fools, they all gather together. They're not friends. They're all just friends, and their common ground is they hate you, the chosen one. They hate you because you've got the light. They hate you because you are God loving. They hate you because you worship God. You do not try and play it like a fool like them. So what they want is they want to laugh at you. And by the way, all of this game is they want to take away your soul. They want to make you evil. They want to make devil like how they are. And I'll tell you this, though lot many times it has happened to me, and I'm just here because of course this is my channel and I share my experiences for real. Though I'm very thin, but I've got good flexibility. So at gym, whichever gym I go to, I do my exercises and my movement, which is primarily about flexibility, and I do work on strength building because I want to have more strength for myself, not to show off to others, but so that I can operate my life in a more comfortable way. Because I do every single thing of my household by myself. I've got no helper. I'm my own helper. So I need strength, right? So all these people, all these trainers and people, they watch. They watch what you're doing is extraordinary, and they laugh at you because they want to show you that they want to overcome their inferiority complex, but which, by the way, they got inferior looking at you. I never claimed I'm superior. But look, I just go and do my thing, and how these people watch you like a like a competition. They see you like a threat. Though we, chosen people, people of light, loving people who want peace, we are nowhere at all interested in competing with others. My only competition has always been with me. Every single day, I live my life this way. I only have got competition with myself. I never compete to what neighbors are doing, what they have. I want to have that. Whatever people have, it's their dreams come true. I've got my own, and I live my life completely by that. I'm not a copycat like you. I'm not a dumb person like you who has got no vision for their own dreams, for their own ways, how to live their life. And in turn, what they do is what? They look at others, they look at other chosen people, they copy them, and then they mock at them, they laugh at them. Pretty much like Christ. Living in Christ consciousness. They came to Jesus only to get healed. They came to Jesus to give me this, give me that, cure my disease. But in the end, what did they do? They crucified Christ. And the shameful thing is, none of the people who were his supporters had the courage to fight the emperor, the evil ones. And this is happening throughout the world. People of light, they're being executed for no reason. I watched a news today in which there was a woman who has dedicated her whole life to fight for the rights of people, for the genuine rights of people in Turkey. And the government there, what are they doing? They are trying to rather just sabotage her image socially, and they are trying to put her behind the bar just because she's trying to safeguard human rights. And they are telling you are not supposed to teach people how the right is different from the wrong. There is chaos, control demons everywhere throughout in the world. People want to control you. They don't want you free. And the price you have to pay is you've got to fight. The way the world is, this is Kali Yuga. It's all twisted. Somebody who's cheat would be awarded with millions and billions because he's operating out of lies. They say, if I don't lie, I'm not going to get any customers. And somebody who is operating genuinely, who's operating out of honesty, nobody buys their product. Somebody who's making their music out of love, out of truth. See, how many of those are being liked? And you look at any trash song which has got loads of trash words in it. It's all dirty, meaningless lyrics. All garbage, literally garbage. And people are buying to that. And do you think you're not getting affected by that? It's not possible. You are what you consume. And your consumption is not only in terms of food. Your consumption is also in the videos that you watch. Your consumption is also in the audios that you listen to. They're not after you. They're after your soul. It's a spiritual war. It clearly is a spiritual war. People try and act and they want to hate one sided to you, and they don't want you to show back to them what do you think about them. How could that be? This is the law of creation, this is the law of physics, cause and effect. You cannot surpass that. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. So if you throw your dumbness to me, guess what? I'm going to shine up triple times more than that, and I'm going to create what matters to me, because I'm not scared of no one. I've got my own inner demons, and my inner demons tells me that I'm fighting those things every day. It's an everyday battle. You fight your procrastination. You fight your ways of how you are yourself inhibiting yourself in your own growth. And a lot of it is to do with your childhood trauma. A lot of it is to do with your childhood traumas. You're being raised in a family where your parents are not supportive. Your family does not bring out the best in you. They are constantly trying to compare you to the kid next door. They are constantly trying to compare you to my friend's son who is so much better than you. Why are you not like that? Because you are different. You are so different than them. Everybody is unique. Probably you are born to be a great soccer player, and they want to force you into you should become a CEO because a CEO gets fat salary than a soccer player. A soccer players, look at their career, it's so short-lived. By the time you're 30, you're tagged as you're so old. You don't have a career in sports. It's only till your youthful days. If you're a painter, what does society tell you? Do you want to die off begging? Do you not want to live by basic civilian rights? Do you want to die hand to mouth? And also in your school is another soul snatcher system, where the teachers are not given a curriculum that motivates you. Teachers are forcing their thing just because the teacher is not really smart enough to first of all imbibe a sense of interest in the subject to the student. And the disconnect of the education system with the day-to-day living. And it's all done on purpose. It's not accident. It's all done on purpose so that you continuously stay confused. You're constantly told since a child is born into this setup, into this matrix, into this maze, that you can never do it. No matter what you do, you're constantly going to be controlled by somebody else who has got more power than you. And you don't have your own freedom to be yourself. And if you are bold enough to say that, they will execute you, they will kill you, they'll put you behind jail, whichever part of the world you are. You keep telling lies, and you watch the sort of comforts you get, and you stay honest, and you see the lacks in which you have to live. You are denied. Why? Just because you're yourself. Just go out on the street and look at the people. Everybody is just trying to sound like each other. They all sound the same. They all dress up the same. How can that be? That was not the way you were created. Everybody is born unique. But the system, the control mechanism, they want to make you all of the same format. They want to make you like robots. You just talk to any normal person, they sound like a robot. They all sound the same. They all look the same. They all think the same. I don't see humans. They are all like bots on the street. And then they see someone like you, of soul, of light, and they hate you. Why? Because who told you to have courage? Because who told you to have intelligence? Let's stay dumb. See, we are all small and let's just play it small. Because that's keeping me safe. You're not safe, you're just in a jail. You are literally living your life in a jail. 24 hours. Because now the system and society has beaten you so much that you do not have the courage to see who you are. You do not have the courage to see the fire inside of you. You are so dead, you are so cold. Look at the way people talk. Conversation is so stupid. It's only of gossip and making fun of others. Because they do not have anything real in themselves. There's no originality to them. They are just a copycat of somebody else. There's no originality. Everybody's just after the same thing because they told you if you don't do it, it's all control. If you don't do it, just just be part of the system and just do the things how everyone is doing. Live in fear and die in fear. You're threatened the moment you. Why do you think people are not able to develop their own skills to go after their own soul calling? Because the moment you go out into the world and say, look, this is my proposal, I want to create this, I want to do that, first of all, there's no response. Because the moment they see that you are somebody of light and you are truly creating something out of passion, they are scared of you. So the most difficult challenge is finding the right people of your intelligence because you do not want to work with these type of people who are going to constantly challenge you. The moment you say I want to create it this way, they're going to say no, no, no. Tame it down. It's too loud. It's too bold. It's very rebelling. It's too revolting. You can't create that music. If you're an artist and if you truly follow your soul calling and you create the thing that your soul tells you to create, and it might be outlandish, they'll tell this is trash. Nobody's going to watch it. And maybe you post your art and maybe not a lot of people are going to like it. So what? You see, people are always in groups and herds. You know why? It's not that they are in love with each other. It's not that they have got strong connection with each other. Because they are trying to escape their own selves. And all this might sound very comforting the moment you just meet your friends and do a light chit chat and feel wow. Now at least I do not have to face my own problems because the amount of work I need to do is infinite. It's just never ending. The more you do, the more comes up on you, the more catches up on you. You might feel like burden. Then so be it. You might feel like you have got. And truly, this is the reason for depression in people. Because though you are in a crowd, you are in a living with a lot of people, but truly you cannot be yourself. You cannot speak what truly you are feeling inside yourself. Because you know, all you wanted was somebody who can listen to you. Just a good listener. There are so many people who directly want to give you, do this, do that. So if you say, I'm not feeling very great today, I'm feeling low, they will say, that's okay. Just go for a walk. Buy yourself some flowers. Eat something good. Watch a movie. Everybody has got answer. I mean, nobody wants truly, they truly do not want to listen to you. And all you've actually left with is yourself. You must learn to sit with yourself. And there's no learning aspect of it. You just sit with yourself. If you feel miserable about it, feel it. just just be with it, because you're going to feel you have wasted a lot of your time, but just because you wasted your time with fake friends who just chit chat with you and you can't even be yourself, those are not your real friends. Real friends are truly a real treasure. If you have one with whom you can truly be yourself and they do give a good listen to you, then you are truly having a real friend, and you must treasure them. You must treasure them for life. But I'm talking about fake friends. That takes you nowhere. Fake relationships, that takes you nowhere. The problem is that we are so scared of facing our own selves that even if the relationship that you are in with your family or with your friends or with your workspace, we are so scared that if I do not act certain way, oh, I'm going to probably have nobody. Then just have nobody. So what? Of course, you've got to act in certain spaces in like you I'm not saying don't be yourself, but there are certain boundaries. Like for example, in your workspace, of course you've got to act professionally. You need not be involved into what other people are doing too much except apart from their professional work. So you keep your life professional. But truly, you're also going to be hated by that, because now you're not interested into gossip with others. You're not interested in putting people down. You're not interested in too many other stuffs. And by the way, that is a lot of aspect of IT work culture. Lot of it. It's not so straightforward that you just go and this is the work, and you just deliver it based on your utmost skill. It's a lot about the way how the politics and strategies work. And if you don't want to deal with it, then don't deal with it. There is no nowhere it is written that you've got to be like them. You've got to fight like them. You've got to play it mean like them. Like if it does not resonate to your soul, don't do it. Don't do it. Do the work what you love. Simple. There's no shortcut around it. Now what is happening in the world is people do not want to create the real work because they're too scared. So they just want to learn something light and wash their hands in the running waters. So it's like you are just working with a big firm and doing a little bit of here and there. You do a little bit of edit, you do a little bit of copy paste, you do a little bit of change, and you've got to talk big. You've got to talk really big. I made 8 billion profit to the company. You look at the LinkedIn profiles. Everybody's lying. Every person is a liar on LinkedIn. How come everybody is helping the companies get millions and billions of dollars? Any Tom, Dick, and Harry's profile you check on LinkedIn, who do you think is talking real? And the age of industry and education, it's all just sold. You can have any degree. You need to study, go as per the curriculum, you pay that price, and anybody can have that course, that certification. People post very happily, I got this course completed, I got this degree. Congratulations, congratulations. What have you done? You have done nothing. Where is your true real skill? You're just trying to defend yourself. You're just trying to get by somehow. You're not creating anything which is original, which is of your own. Because you're a coward. Just want to play it safe. Just to pay your home loan. And for that, people will do anything. And for that, people will go to any level to get the best skillful, the most honest person kicked out. And no wonder you see there's no soul in them. They might come in big cars and they might have flashy this and that, but they've got no soul because they don't operate like that. And when you go to such workspaces, you feel, why am I doing this? You feel you do not belong there. When you look at the mindless people in the world outside, you think you do not belong here because it's all full of trash. It's all garbage out there. And of course, there are some great people too, who are aligned to who they are. They are aware of their own self, and they are living their life by that. And you find those people too, those beautiful high vibrational people too. I found both in the bookstore today. Some awesome people. This is the thing, the beautiful beings, they need not do anything extra because their being, their presence itself is so much radiating. They've got so much grace. They've got a nice aura, great vibe. And the disturbing one, the demonic people, they just go around to bring chaos. On the street, they just go on honking. There's nothing, there's nobody, no car there in front of you. Who are you honking at? They just want to create some chaos. And the high vibrational people, the beautiful, the peaceful ones, they will go by without even you having to notice. But you know that there's this beautiful being. Like I always say, it's a yin yang world. You also see the other side and you also see the bright side. You see both people from the dark side and also people from the bright side. There is beauty. And the beauty is not just in nature, beauty is also in the humans. They are beautiful humans because they've got beautiful souls. Some beautiful families, some beautiful friends. You see them and you feel, wow, this is like this is like magic when high vibrational people meet together. It's like gods are meeting together. They come together to create. And that is the way how a beautiful creation is formed. I see a lot of these gods walking. These are all incarnates from the divine. And they're also incarnates from the demonic side, trying to ruin the vibe of a place by just being noisy, by just being chaotic. And then there are also these divine beings, beautiful families, beautiful friends, beautiful, just too beautiful to be. So I'm not saying about everyone, I'm saying just about those who do bring about chaos, the chaotic energies. And of course, I appreciate the beauty aspect. Beauty is not only in the clothes that you wear. Beauty is not only in the beautiful house that you have. Beauty is not only in the car that you have, though of course all of these are parameters too. A beautiful person maintains everything beautifully. They keep their house beautiful. They keep their cars beautiful. They keep themselves beautiful. They bring about good children into the world. They are more disciplined. They do not teach them chaos. I don't see good families teaching chaos to their children and grandchildren. In fact, you'll see this a good family wherein the parents are themselves, both of them are wise and high vibrational. They teach the same to their children. So most of the time, you will see that families who have got good parents also bring about very intelligent and very disciplined, creative children. They're not they're not just there to create chaos. They create beauty, just their existence. There's so much happy vibes around them. Now you might say to not be affected and see everything as it is and not be affected. But since we live in this world, if everything is the same, but of course we do live on a dualistic plane, right? So your nature as a human is that you cannot be bitten by a snake, but the snake's nature is to bite. So if you're out in the forest and there comes a snake that bites you, of course, you do not just take the poison and say, "Oh, that's okay. I just got bit by a snake and that's okay." Because everything is one. We are all one divine love. So you don't just sit there with the poison. What you do is you immediately want to take the poison out. You take the medicine. You get yourself treated. Because the nature of the snake is that it will bite you. And if it has bitten you, you better get treatment. Same thing is with your soul. You must protect your soul. If you are being attacked by the demonic side, by the negative energies, you must take a cure for that. First of all, recognize what has happened. Don't just run away by completely ignoring the fact that there's no devil. Don't just keep your eyes closed to the fact that, oh, everything is awesome and rosy, because secretly you are trying to avoid the work that you've got to do. That's why you want to develop these ideologies wherein you do not have to work that hard and you do not have to now do this and that. Now, there are two ways. First of all, either you take to the responsibility side that I'm a responsible person and I've got to create because I create my life and everything that I do is I'm responsible for. Now, that's a huge responsibility because then you've got to watch your thoughts all the time. And the terror with it that comes is the more watchful you are of the thoughts that you have, you're going to find out most of those are negative. You're going to just see that then you're forced into, you've got to create something because then if you're not creating, you're just falling. So you're forced into the creative mode. And so that's why all these quotes are so much in social media that the amount of energy is the same whether you're creating something or you're failing at something or you're destroying something. A hater is no different than a creator. So an artist who writes poem, who writes poetry, for example, or somebody who writes a book, they are no different than somebody else who's sitting and doing nothing but just hating you and judging you. Just the energies are focused into completely opposite direction. The creator is focusing entirely into the storyline that she's trying to write. And what is the hater doing? They've got that same energy, but they're constantly trying to attack the writer with hate comments and saying, "You should not have written this story. This should not exist." Completely different energies, but the energy is the same basically. And this is the thing. Like if you do watch this clearly, then you know that this is true. And now you get fearful. Now you get terrified because if this is true, man, I need to be watchful of my energies, of my thoughts every single moment. So all of your thoughts of lack and disbelief in yourself. The greatest reason that people want a lot of external validation is because you lack self-belief. Because you have been told by society that you cannot do anything alone. So you've got to trade your ways of working with the others, which is probably mean. Watch how people, when you work with them, they always want to keep you confused. Watch how the contracts that you work with, why the contract page is 20 pages long? Are you really reading through all of those? And intentionally, it's made all that so complex so that you do not understand everything. And when something the system does to you which is not correct, they say you signed that, you signed up for it. Basically, the control that you cannot raise your voice. We do whatever we do because we have got more power. The system which has got more power. We decide how much medical support you deserve based on the way how they perceive you. And they are watching you every time, by the way. Everyone is being watched. There's nobody who's not being watched. So don't think you are safe and you're not being watched. Everything that you do is known to the authority. They know everything what you're about. Some see it as fear, and the fearless ones will see and go ahead and say and do still what they want to do. This is the difference. I watched this awesome video of Osho, and he says, be yourself and create and do every single thing that you love, despite the opponent side trying to tear you down, trying to destroy you. So at least when you die, you do not have the you do not have the regret that I did not do what I wanted to do. And this is what Stoics also did. This is what the Stoics said. Same thing. That you must ask for resilience, you must ask for courage, and not ask rather and prepare yourself for the times to be rosy, because times would not be rosy. Times would never be rosy. If you feel the heat because you say, I do not belong here, what about the people who belong here? Do you think they do not have issues? Do you think they are not being controlled? Do you think people truly care for you? Who cares for you? People care about your originality? And do you think people really care if you act like them? If you just try to be a copy of somebody else just like how everybody else is doing? And do you really believe they're shallow talks? If you do, you're a fool. And you're not just seeing things for what it is. You're not seeing things for how they are. You can go on living your life completely out of illusion, keeping your eyes closed and laughing. That's no joke. Joke is on you. Jokes is on you. If you think there's comfort acting dumb and trying to play it safe by not creating what you were born to create, but you are so terrified of this responsibility of your own skills and your own skill development that you said, oh my gosh, I can't do it. I don't believe in myself. I know I'm going to fail. So I'm not going to enter that realm. Rather, what I will do is I will go on social media and I will just dislike all of the creators who are really doing well, and write one hate comment which is going to be liked by a lot of other cowards, because they do not even have the courage to come and write a hate comment on your page. So one hate comment is going to be liked by so many more. That is their coward mentality. That is how people are living these days. And then they go out in the public and follow you and laugh at you, just trying to make you feel that what you're doing is shit, because they're so terrified of you. They're so freaking scared of you. Yes, and you better be scared. You better be. There's nothing stopping a person of light. There's nothing stopping a person who believes and works, operates out of divine energies, who operates out of integrity, who operates out of truth. They're not scared of nothing. That does not mean that you do not feel the fear. If you are choosing to work from the space of light, if you are choosing to work on the God side, it does not mean that you do not have fear. Even gods, when they had to fight the asuras, the demons, they were also scared, because there were some demons who were terribly strong. So they had to go to the bigger gods, they had to go to Krishna, they had to go to Shiva to ask for assistance. And they had to intervene. They told them that you need to utilize all of the skills that you have. For that you just need courage. So all of us have lot of inherent powers, but those needs lot of working. Because by default we are all that we see is our weaknesses. We see our body is weak. But how come? Because I watch also there are people who are 70 and 80 and they are so much stronger and fitter and they're on YouTube. So this whole thing that has been told to us that as you get older you get sick and you become weak, this is not true. Because if that is true, how come there are awesome people who are just denying, who are completely defying these rules? They are so strong and fit and they are 70, and they in turn are the instructors that are teaching the world how to do good breathing exercises. How they are so strong, but they don't want your welfare. So they say you should rather invest a lot in lot of insurance so that we are going to treat you. The moment you give away your responsibility to the external thing, now you're a puppet at them and you're going to depend on them for every small thing, because you're so scared of, oh, what happens if my body is going to get failed like that. So they do not want you to be self reliant. Because if you're self reliant, if you're self sufficient, that means lost customer. You're no more a customer to the medical industry then. Imagine if everybody was eating healthy. Imagine if everybody was living in a good environment where there's no toxicity of people. Imagine if everybody was cared and loved for. Imagine a world like that. And it's not impossible. If all of us take responsibility, if all of us do our bit, our share of just living every day out of higher choices that we make, living in integrity, in honesty, in faith, and in doing the work that's needed to be done, you do not have then time to hate others. Because when you are watering your own self, you're completely invested in your own thing. Because we have got that energy, an allocated amount of energy every day. So there was a very nice questioner who asked Nisargadatta Maharaj about this, that I want to achieve my dreams and goals, but they seem just so far out. And I see that others are able to work very nicely with discipline, but I lack a lot of self discipline. I lack motivation. I doubt myself a lot. I fear that I'm too weak. So Maharaj said, and he replied, so why are you distracting yourself? Why are you leaking your energies into so many different useless acts? You have the same energy in a day, and you can gather all of your distracted mind into one thing. Sit with it and just do it, whatever needs to be done. If you are meditating, just sit and meditate. Just watch your breath. Just be with it. Your in breath, out breath, and in the middle, the cycle when the out breath turns into in breath. Be with it. So he said, but I lack courage. I don't know. My mind is too much distracted. I can't sit with myself. But I also feel irritated when the things I wanted are not given to me because I did not put in the work. So he said, either you take the responsibility and work for it if you think you are the doer. But if you are aware that you truly are not the doer, because if you go by the plan and you make a plan every single day, I'm going to do this, and this, you inherently see that there is something, some flaw that comes in certain day, and you feel, I cannot do this today. And things get really challenging and difficult on certain days. So either you take to the responsibility or you go by this act of surrender, and you just accept whatever life gives you. You learn to be happy with whatever life has given you. That is the act of surrender. That is the act of love. And that is from the heart space. So that also means when the times are hard, when you are being tested from the world, when everybody is against you, you accept that also. You're not in a state of rejection and say, no, no, they're not against me. They do not laugh at me. They do not call me names. They do not think I'm fool or dumb or I'm arrogant. Yes, they do think you are. So they do think you all of that about you. So would you stop living? Would you go underground, dig earth and not exist because you're so scared of getting criticized by dumb fools? It's not about fighting the people outside. Outside, don't react. Just don't react to their hate. But inside, when you come home and you sit with yourself and you analyze what happened and how you felt, feel it, sit with it. See the dark side of the world. And you will also see the beautiful side of the world. When you have worked for it somehow. It's funny because Lord Krishna says in Gita that your job is only to do the work with whatever you have. First of all, don't be in this illusion that you need a lot of this and that. Like, for example, if you want to start your YouTube channel, which I 100% recommend everybody should do, because this is the best way to let yourself be yourself. In a world where nobody would listen to you, at least you can speak to the camera and you can be 100% yourself, which you cannot be in your own family, which you cannot be with your fake friends. So I 100% recommend every one of you create your own YouTube page and just see whatever creativity comes out. Let it come. And it's not about being famous and being liked by others. It's just about first of all you learn to know who you are by the things you create. And even if there's nobody watching your channel or no followers, no views, that's okay. It will be like your own diary. A lot of my videos have got zero views. And I don't mind because I don't think I'm putting a lot of work in that. I don't see that as work. This is my happy space. I just love to express whatever I have. This is a lot of freedom for me. And truly the thing that I really care for and cherish is freedom. Freedom to be who you are in a world which constantly wants to shrink you and make you like a worm, that you don't have your own voice. They want to shrink you to a hater. Who's a hater? They're like worms. They do not just not like you for who you are. They are actually hating the side in them which does not let them be bold. They hate themselves. They hate themselves for the fact that they are coward and they know it more than you and me. And by the way, they think that I could not be that. So maybe if I keep on feeding these negative words to them, they might shrink and they might become like me and they might stop coming on camera and being who you are. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I don't do these things for rant. I don't do these things for out of frustration. I just say because I think if my experience, and I've learned something through this today, which was just in surrender, which was just being myself. I just want to share it. Probably there's somebody who's in a similar situation like this, and they might get relieved. They might feel I'm not the only one. Because the world might want to cast their judgments and opinions on you that you are living all by yourself in this mad, crazy world. Like, literally, you have got zero friends and zero circle. Are you so antisocial? No, it's not antisocial. It's about choosing what works for you. It's about choosing that you do not want to drain your energy over useless conversations. It's about choosing the quality of people that you let in to your life. And yes, you have got high standards, people are going to laugh at you. Let them. Let them do whatever they want to do. It's none of your business to control what they've got to think about you, what they've got to say about you, how they perceive you. None of your business. Why do you think Kendrick Lamar is so awesome despite so many haters? He's awesome because he has the courage to be himself. He has got the courage to choose divine and rap. And by the way, choosing divine does not mean like a lot of his raps are also on hate. But see, the hate, where is his hate coming from? His hate is to the evil. His hate is to the people who want to, who are actually trying to show the fake side of happiness by trying to show just having this and this thing, and by getting so famous, I'm awesome. But he has got a lot of lovers, lot of fans in the world. Any artist you see, any great artist, people like them because they are creating out of their originality. They are not just trying to create just to sell a record, just to win a Grammy. They do not just go by the algorithm and read the pattern, do it all technically. Of course, there's techniques involved, but before you go to the technique, the mind, you must come from the spirit, the heart. And that is precisely is what is brain and heart coherence connection. When you, it's like watering the roots of a tree. So when you water the roots, the branches and the leaves grow too, and then the fruits come too. But if you are just watering the top, just the leaves, your roots are not getting enriched. It's not going to grow. So whatever decision we have got to make, first of all, let go of this idea of decision making. What I should do, what I have to do. Because gradually, if you do not decide, life will bring you to a point where the decision happens. As long as you play in this game of duality and you think you are the doer, you are constantly going to live your entire life from time you are born to then you turn 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And if you die at 80, you're constantly going to see that the amount of decisions that you've got to make is never ending. You constantly got to keep making decisions. So you just trust your intelligence and let her decide, let life decide. That is coming from the state of surrender. And if you are working out of your intuition, out of your true intelligence, then you will see that without you having to put too much effort, the right decision just happens. It's automatic. But you might have thought way too much, like 3 weeks of thinking, work time, to think, oh, should I do this or not? Should I do this or not? Should I do this or not? I'm so confused. I'm not able to decide. Yeah, because that is not your time for decision. And when the time is ripe, you immediately do the act. You immediately make the call. You immediately take the action. See, the way the thought is just delayed. Thought is like a thief, okay? Thought is not your true, like a thought comes in, but the action has already happened beforehand. That's what Nisargadatta Maharaj talks in his book on that. It's a really profound book. The way how he has explained the mechanics of life, how the brain works. So he says, your life is all spontaneous, but you are illusioned into thinking that I'm the doer and I'm the planner and I plan this and this way and I get to decide. But what truly happens in your brain, the action has already happened. Your hand has already moved. You have already made the meal. And after the action has happened, your mind comes in and says, it just puts words to action. It's like a documentary. It's like a complete documentation. What is your mind? Your mind is word and images. And if you take out the word and images aspect of it, just take that out because your mind is words. You see, even if you keep your mouth closed and you can still think, right? You might be sitting under a tree speaking to no one. Still, your mind is constantly chattering words. It's chattering sentences. It's chattering ideas to you. And those are in form of what? All this thinking happens in words. Whatever language you speak, English, Chinese, Spanish, Hindi, whatever. Try not saying any word inside yourself and see if you can think. You will come to nothing. And the same thing is with the eyes as well. You're in your mind, you are thinking of certain images. Like let's say I was sitting in my I was making tea in the morning and I was thinking maybe I should go to Bondi Beach. But then when I said Bondi Beach, it immediately gives me the image of huge ocean and the beautiful place that it is. Then my mind changed and it said, "Oh, but that's going to take me a lot of time by bus. So let me rather go somewhere nearby." So I went to a nearby shopping center. So what I'm trying to say is, you cannot actually think without the image and the words. But you see, image is faster than the words. So even if you go by thinking without words, without having to say anything even inside yourself, you can still think just by images. So if you want a new idea, you just go to Google and check some images, for example, of gods on Pinterest, and you see all these beautiful images of Lord Shiv, Goddess Kali, Lord Krishna, and then you think, wow, is it true that they are real? But how are you getting these different ideas of all in this example? Like since I searched images of gods of Lord Shiva on Pinterest, so I got in all these beautiful images. But I was thinking, if I do not search, can my mind truly create a new image, something which has never existed? And you find the answer, it's difficult. Even to use your imagination in form of words or imagery, it's not easy. This too is like a sort of practice. The more you go into a one directional way of thinking, then the finer the definition gets. It's like you want to know beforehand, before getting out of your home, how your journey to of today is going to be. That's not possible. To watch how today is going to unveil itself, we need to go and step outside. And once you have stepped outside and you're in the moment, and then the changes happens, you go from place A to place B, and then you do whatever you do in the day. And then in the end of the day, you have the story that you tell yourself, I had this awesome day and I did this and this and I felt glad. I enjoyed everything that I did today. But if you do not step out, you do not know how it's going to be. Or you might just be sitting all day in your home and might be thinking whatever thoughts the day brings. I think the main problem is about the movement. And we do not want to make the movement because we want to be sure of the destination before. And we want to know everything beforehand without having to take the steps because we fear the pain. We are fearful of the unknown. We are fearful of how external circumstances going to act today because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And you see how nasty things are. And you have no sense of security. But what is the other way? The other way is just that you stay in a locked in setup, that you just stay home. That is also going to lead you to death, isn't it? So just move. Just move every day. You just cannot be stagnant. Just can't be sleeping all day. Just can't be sitting all day. Just can't be thinking all day. Just move. Movement is good. Any form of exercise is good because then your mind stops the chatter. And you might get physical pain, which we want to avoid. But I had a lot of physical pain today in my arm, and I was feeling so painful. But then I thought, wait a minute, I have this pain, but I'm not this body. I'm the living spirit that dwells inside. So even though I have this pain, I feel the pain. But the reason that I feel the pain is because of I, the one which is inside. If that I was not there, this body would be dead. So I feel the pain. And you want to get rid of it. But then you sit with the pain because it won't go. And if you sit with it, you'll watch that it gradually fades. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say in this video today. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.